Attention, this is the fourth time I've done this. A disclaimer: if your movie was not picked, I'm sorry. YouTube has a 15-minute video limit. Sucks, doesn't it? So sit back, relax, and enjoy. And I apologize if my voice is extremely annoying through the video. It annoys me as well. Thank you and have a wonderful time. Okay, so the first movie I watched was Big Mama's House. Um, I'm really familiar with this movie. It's probably one of the few movies that I wouldn't watch on a daily basis, but that I enjoy watching. That I probably watch maybe if I didn't have any cable, maybe like weekly. But yeah, this movie was it actually had me it had me dying all last night. Oh goodness, excuse me. I had to turn it off because it was that funny. I almost bust out laughing, waking up everyone in the house. Um, Probably one of my favorite parts was when he he walked in and he confronted Sherry about the money she was hiding, and she told him the truth, and he kissed her, and Sherry was like, wait a minute, big. And the part when he had to sneak in her house and to put the cameras in, and she came back in and she started doodling and he was in the shower. Oh my god. But yeah. The only part that I didn't really care for was the ending of the way they ended things, because one minute it was like she went from being mad to him to everyone went from being mad to him to him proclaiming his love for her in the church, and it just every all was forgiven. Like it was really unrealistic, but I mean I guess that was the whole goal of the movie. But yeah, I give it a 7, no, 8 out of 10. So that's an A on the grading scale. So would I recommend it? Yeah. If you want a good laugh, yeah, I would recommend it. It was good. I liked it. So next movie. Okay. So if y'all know me, y'all know Friday. I've probably seen that movie in total about 100 times. And when I tell you, this is the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life, I mean it. Ice Cube did a great job with producing this movie. I mean, the next couple Fridays were complete and utter trash. Like, I would. The only thing I would recommend you doing with those is throwing them in the garbage. But the first one, like always, the original is the best. Chris Tucker really brought his A game with playing Smokey, because I think without Smokey, it wouldn't have been. Um, Cause like I said, I grew up off of this movie, and all I used to say was, growing up, all I used to think about was, uh, who the hell is this bitch? When Joy would roll up in that up the Craig's house playing Hoochie Mama, oh my god. But yeah, the storyline with me was, while comedic, it was also really intact. Like they were able to pinpoint every spot and pull everything together and stay in place with it. That's what I liked about the whole movie. Um, so what would I say? I give this movie and Felicia stink ass. And don't get me started on Debo. But this is just like a quick review, so I'm just gonna try to snap through it. So I'll give it like what? Friday at 8.5 out of 10. So that's an A plus. So I would recommend it. Totally. So next movie. Okay, so the next movie I watched was Pineapple Express. I've never seen this movie before. I just watched it and I barely made it through after 30 minutes because don't get me wrong, it was a funny movie, but what the hell? where was it supposed to go? Like after when he saw that cop and that man kill that Asian dude, that's when I was like, wait a minute, I'm completely confused. And he was high and he was trying to go. I like Seth Rogen, but he's just stupid as hell. He honestly is. Like this is I. It gave me I'm pretty sure if I could finish watching it, it would give me a few more good laughs. But it's not something. It's something that I would have to watch with friends, not by myself, because I'm the type of person where I have to really enjoy it. I have to have people around, someone or people around me watching it. I'm not gonna give it the worst movie ever, but I wouldn't say I would watch it again, like I said, unless I have people with me. Um, like the plot was kind of everywhere, so I didn't really understand what Rogan and Franco were going with this movie. But like I said, I would give it another chance, but I have to be with someone else watching it. So I would give it a 6 out of 10. No, no, that's a little bit too. That's too low. Six because it wasn't that bad. I'll give it a 6.5. B, I would recommend unless like if you're at a party. So that's it. Okay, so this next movie, oh my god, I'll already say this right now. I would recommend it. You need to if you have not seen Harold and Kumar Escape from Guantanamo Bay, you need to see it. This is probably the funniest movies I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, I was dead ass crying watching this movie. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but this shit was hilarious. Like, the fact that that old white lady thought that Kumar was a terrorist with the weed. Oh my god. I need to stop because I'm a laugh. Oh my god. Okay, once again, like the last movie, and sorry I got cut off the last time. Both of these movies are about a bunch of potheads getting into trouble. But this one you can watch with a group of friends or by yourself because either way you will laugh the fuck. I promise you, you will laugh the hardest you ever have in your life. When they got stuck in a prison cell with that prison. Oh my god. But this movie, like I said, this movie's it really caught my eye. Like going through it, there was never a dull moment. Like it just kept getting funnier and funnier and funnier, and I just couldn't stop laughing. And it just made me want to pay attention even more and watch it more. So I know y'all are waiting for me to rip these last two movies to shreds. So I'm just gonna get straight to it because I know these other ones haven't been funny, but let me just have to collect my thoughts and figure out what I'm gonna say because. But like, okay, I'll give this movie 9 out of 10, A+. It was that good. It was funny. It kept me on my ass all night. So next movie. Can we please take a moment of silence for this whack ass movie? The franchise known as Honey has been ruined forever. And if it wasn't ruined the last time they made a Honey movie with Cassie and that white boy, then it should have been ruined then because that was terrible. They should have stopped making Honeys after Jessica Alba's Honey, or they should have thrown it away when Aaliyah died because, as we all know, that was the only actress that was probably suitable for this role since it was basically made for her. Or they should have found someone, hell, even Brandy would have done. And Brandy doesn't even dance like that anymore. Between the only thing I could probably praise Taylor on was her closure. That's all. And her dancing. Besides the fact that she was dancing like the Hulk. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Now her dancing was bad. I'll give her that. That was bad, but that's probably the only thing she did well in this movie. I feel sorry for the actors and actresses that actually put their heart and soul into this movie, and not the main characters, the backup actors, the ones with no lines who actually stood there and actually did something, their part. Brashear Gray made the movie 10 times even worse. On top of the storyline being terrible. And I know the actors don't have another choice but to act out their parts. But they could have put some type of emotion in there. And like I said, the movie was just bad in general. So whoever they casted, it still would have been bad. But the actors just made it shit. They made it shit. Tiana Taylor once again proving that she just needs to sing and dance because movies just aren't for her, especially since her most notable role was in a Tyler Perry movie, screaming the line Byron constantly holding a baby. Because personally, she's funny. But I just couldn't with this movie. I couldn't watch it again. It's like having a never-ending nightmare that will put you through hell and bring you back to earth while you will suffer even more. This movie was just that bad. Like, I couldn't handle it. I laughed, but not in a good way. I laughed at the acting. I just laughed at the whole movie because the movie was a mess. It was awful. I will continue to say this. This movie flopped harder than ever before. I wouldn't be surprised if Metacritic gave it a 1%. And right now, I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. No, it doesn't even deserve that. A 2 out of 10. A 2.5 out of 10 because the next movie I'm about to review is even worse. Would I recommend it? Absolutely not. I will say it again. Absolutely not. I just don't even have any words for this movie because it was absolute garbage. The directors need to be hung and whipped for this. Never again. Once again, not only does T.I. show us that he is a mediocre rapper and a mediocre person, but a mediocre actor as well. This is probably one of the worst movies I have ever seen in my entire life. This movie was just awful. It was a cheap ass Atlanta production and it was complete bullshit. The acting was garbage. Mike Epps should have just stayed a comedian rather than becoming a producer because the whole production brand was just cheap. A movie about fried chicken, I just couldn't. I couldn't even make it past the first minute after I heard that ghetto-ass Atlanta bop music. I just could have went my whole life without seeing it. The only thing worse than the movie was Miss Taylor's red short-cut bob wig. I could have went my whole life without seeing that. I really don't have too much to say on this movie because it was just that bad. And like I said, I didn't even make it past the first minute. I just gave it a straight up bomb 0. Would I recommend it? No. Now, if you like T.D. Jakes movies, you should watch it.